Hey howdy, hey partners, it's Today I Grew Up, and today I'm super excited because we have a Woody arm mod tutorial. Let's get into it.
Reach for the sky!
You're watching Today I Grew Up.
To infinity and beyond!
Excited to be back with you today, partners, as we got a Woody here. This is a custom mod, obviously. It's not mine, actually. It belongs to a friend of mine who gave it to me to have it as a sample. So I'm not keeping it. He's going to get it back. But the sample is he wants an arm mod on his Woodies. I've been working on a couple of his old Real Denim Jeans 2009 Woodies. And so he said, why don't you just do the arm mod? Here's a sample that I had done. And I told him I'm not really familiar or comfortable with it, but I'll give it a shot. Basically what you do is you get scissors, you cut into the fabric, and then this has to be sewn back together. And what that does is that Woody's arms can now move up higher like the movie. Now, in my personal opinion, if you want to achieve this effect of Woody's arms being, able to go up like that, you can just break in your Woody from a Thinkoid Toys normal one. You just have to stretch it every day. But it does take a lot of time. So this is kind of like a hack or a cheat to do that faster. And it'll definitely work. I mean, it might not look perfect because, when you cut into fabric and you resew it might not look as good. I didn't do this sew job, so I'm going to see if I can do a cleaner job than what I see here. Not to knock whoever made this or did this, but I'm going to try my best to make it a little better. But it looks pretty good on surface. When the arms are down, you can't really tell anyways that it's cut. But then when you start lifting it, you can tell, okay, yeah, it was cut. These are very typical of a collection Woody. You can see it's sewn pretty well. And I could see here the comparison. You can see where it was cut. So his arm could really come out, and this one doesn't. So I'm going to cut right into it, sew it. Never done this before. I mean, I figure if I really mess up that bad, you can always just sew it back. So you're going to get some scissors here, and what I'm going to do is carefully cut along here, right on the line, and probably stop around right there, and that'll give us some more leeway. So I'll show you what it looks like as soon as I cut into this. A little bit nervous to do that, and I just cut it with scissors. I pulled the arms and I just cut along the seam, and now the job is to sew it back by hand. Just close up the fabric and see if that looks good. I think it's great. So basically this is how much I recommend if you're gonna do this mod. Cut into it about maybe a little bit more than halfway, so you have at least a square and a little part stitching left, because if you do it more than that, it's not enough to hold the arm. I don't want you to like yank the arm and Woody's arm could come off even if you sewed it back. So keep the factory sewing there, and then I'm going to hand sew this inseam. We have the same cut, so we cut along here. I held it like this, I got the scissors, and then I cut like right there. So always start a little bit shallow in the cut, and then if you have to adjust, snip a little bit further if you have to, because if you just go because if you have it like this and you just snip it like this, it's possible you can cut it too high up, and that would not be good. At first I thought, do I need to cut off this little jagged piece? But I realized I shouldn't, because when it rests down on his side, it looks like he was never cut, and I think that is important. Otherwise you might have a weird gap there. So I feel like this part, when it's resting down, it makes sense because it looks like it's never been cut. If you have it certain angles, you see that? It looks good. So now when you lift the arm, the curvature stays there. So you can see here I did a pretty clean cut. Nothing opened up on this side when I cut it. And then I had to sew this part right here. So I did as clean job as possible. It's going to look a little messy and homemade because it is a craft project, but I gotta say, hand stitching was the way to go for this, and you can see it'll rest down. Now instead of Woody being stretched from this point, put his arm up, he's got that much more range of motion. You see that? So instead of that, he's got that now. So would I recommend this to somebody who wants to do this? Only if you know how to sew or know someone who knows how to sew. Yes, just do it gently, cut it, and then you can have the arm mod done. Same thing with this side. It rests down on Woody's side like you never cut it, which is cool. Like that, see? Can't even tell it was cut. Then you lift the arm, you can see that it was cut. Even in the back, you can't tell it was cut until you lift it. You see that? It's like magic. You can see here, let me zoom in on it. It looks like it wasn't cut. It was cut and sewn. Pretty cool, right? So if you do it very slowly and gentle, you can get away with a clean sewn job. Obviously, it's not perfect. I don't think this Woody was meant to do this, obviously, because we modified this, but it generally can work. So you can do that. So instead of stretching your arms in, now they have better range of motion. I don't know if I'm going to do this with my Woody because this was a custom request for me to do it for them. So I don't know. I'll think about it. But for now, the customer's happy, and that's what I'm really happy about. You know, I always want to make people happy with the mods so that they have the Woody of their dreams that they want. And yeah, I think this is pretty cool. And it was a little nerve-wracking, I gotta say, to do it. It worked out. Here's the other one, and I did the same arm mod. Basically came out exactly the same. The curvature is going to vary depending on your Woody and how it came from Thinkway Toys. But you can see there's a curvature, and when you lift it up, you can see the stitching job that I did here on this side, which came out as clean as I could make it. This was some old threading that was underneath the cut. For some reason, Thinkway Toys uses other threads, I think, in the factory, because that was already there when I cut it. I didn't add that stitching. Mine was a yellow stitching to match the shirt fabric. So that was pretty interesting to see that. Yep, it's sewn. Looks clean. I'm just glad that this inseam didn't pop off. I was thinking I had to sew this part, but I didn't, because my cut was so clean. I went very slowly that I didn't have to sew this side, just this side, as you can see there. So pretty cool. He has more of a flop for sure. He doesn't have a voice box in him yet because I took that out. They're going to put a movie actor voice box in it, but you can see that, wow, that is a huge improvement of Woody's arms. And it's crazy to me that it actually worked. I didn't know how good it was going to work, but it definitely worked. And now it looks like Woody's buff. He's got some stitching in there just like we saw in the movie. One more test I want to do is flip Woody upside down so you can kind of see what the arms do. Here we go. Let's rotate him upside down. And wow, you can see his arms drop down pretty far now because of the cuts. So that does work really well. I know there's a scene where Andy in the movie holds Woody's arms up kind of like this. You can see in the movie that Woody's arms should have been more like this, you know, easily reachable for the sky. Reach for the sky, right? Pretty cool. Here's the other Woody. Let's see what it does. Rotate the arms upside down. Same thing. This one was a little bit newer condition, I think, but the arms still fall pretty well. That's a success right there. It actually worked out. And that looks really good, actually. Pretty cool that you could do that. Hope you partners enjoyed today's Woody arm mod tutorial. It was fun to make and kind of nerve-wracking. I'm glad I pulled it off. Let me know in the comment section below. Are you going to do this mod to your Woody? I'm not sure if I will. I'll let you know if I do. As always, partners, thank you so much for watching, liking, and commenting on these videos. It really helps support what I do here on YouTube. If you'd like to continue to support me on this journey, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted for future videos on this channel, and I'll see you, partners, on the next video review.
You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure.
You are a sad, strange little man. You are a sad, strange little man.
You are a child's plaything.
Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.